Hey guys, welcome to Index Review with Quantnosis Diary. So in this sessions we are going to talk about major indexes of Nifty and what are to be expected in the coming week. So that means we are going to look into the perspective for market movement from 7th September onward. So let's start with VIX. So last week's video I mentioned that VIX has been falling steadily, but it's also at the same time taking a support around their previous breakout that were happened before the spike happened, right? So if you've seen that in the last week's video, we predicted that it's a possible price may temporarily the volatility may shoot up, and then uh, the bulls might take a back foot forward. So in that case, you have seen the last week being very volatile, and also one of the other reason I mentioned that volatility might go up in last video because of all those fundamental data or Supreme Court cases which had outcome pending. So some of this data already came up. We have seen the GDP data, and then we have seen the PMI data, service and manufacturing both, and then there was AGR judgment about 10 years. I still think that is a pretty decent deal, which gives the top telecom companies to repay their dues. Also at the same time banks get their part of payment also, but it's a little higher time. But still it's better than nothing. It's better than they getting nothing out of it, right? Anyway, so looking at the VIX, if you see here, also in midweek I mentioned after the fall in the US market that in the end, in the June month, there has been VIX has been a bit wild for US market, and US VIX was around 40 and India VIX was around the same time. It went maximum up to this level, 35 around. So if you see that, and the same time when the last big fall or correction came in the last bull run, the fall happened around the VIX rises around 35, but after that also VIX has been steadily falling until this point where VIX has been taking support and gone up. Okay, and if you see here, it's this green candle is indicating the volatility might not just be over yet, so we might need to check couple of days more and volatility might stay. Nevertheless, if you see here around 24, VIX has a resistance from the previous fall where it was trying to hold this level and it crashed below it. So if price finds a top here and then the VIX finds a top here and comes down, so that will be an indication that volatility is falling for sure. But in case it gives a fresh breakout above this, and it may shoot up above 30 levels, so which will be bad for the bulls. Also it will be very risky for safe player to trade in that market. So this is something definitely is one point that we'll have to keep in mind while going into market next week. And one good thing though, the VIX that was shoot near 40 for US VIX, S&P 500 VIX, which was went to around 37 high this Friday, and but end of the day it crashed to below 30 level. So this is something, one more parameter I'll be keeping eye, because if it's below 30 stay, which is good for the bulls, and might the US market, all the tech stocks or S&P 500 or the Dow all may recover in time. Now talking about the global market, we have seen the last week Dow Jones Industrial Average and even the Nasdaq specifically has fallen big, and in just only couple of sessions. Okay, and then we had a follow-up fall again on Friday. So these two sessions fall, this is we are right now looking at Dow Jones Industrial Average 15-minute time frame charts. If you see this, so this was the chart that I shared earlier for the Dow Jones, where I told the breakout from this cuff handle and this trend line breakout target will come near 29,400. If you have seen this chart, and if you see that price has almost came to our near level, and this almost like 2000 plus points up move in the Dow without major correction, and this is one of the major correction that has happened. But from the up move, if you see this 27,570, 27,600, this was the bottom of the first retracement. So first pullback, the bottom happened here and came down, and after the big fall, two sessions, if you see, the bottom just came near this level and took support and sharply went back to the level of previous day's low, and price closed above previous day's low. So if you just go a little bit closer look, if you see this, okay, so this was the session started and this was the previous day's low, okay, 2874 or something. So from here price we have seen a Friday volatile sessions and gapped up, and then it crashed back, and then end of the day it slowly recovered from the evening. So if you see his slow bottom buying happened here, and then a follow-up buying after this retracement. If you see, it came around near to 2350 level with a high, and then ended the session a little bit lower, but still managed to close above previous day's low. Now this line, if you see here, 28,400 around, or 28,430, so this place is a support from the previous, and obviously so price has came to this supply zone and find some resistance, which means from here price will need to take back this level to recover from here. So the sentiment of the Dow Jones, this chart itself is not very much big importance to you as a specific Indian market trader, but understand the sentiment. If price comes above this, means price will continue the upward run, and then this will go in the favor of bull. But if it stays below this, so it might fall again and come towards this low. Okay, so that's the sentiment that we need to remember, and then similar effect may cascade to the like a rippling effect in the other markets also, like European market and Asian market, all of this. But if you seeing this screen, that if you see that some of the European stock exchanges closed in green on Friday because of the recovery that has happened in the US market at the over the last 3 hours of the market. So VIX has crashed at the above 30 levels to come back to below 30 levels, and then Nasdaq, it was coming around minus 5%, it recovered to minus 2%, and then Dow, which is coming as minus 3%, it closed at minus 1%. So all of this has a heavy recovery in the if you see here from 9 p.m. in our time. So post that there has been recovery in that. So if price give a follow-up recovery from here and cover this zone, then bulls will be back in confidence for the global market, and same might be showing in our market. Now apart from that, these are the volatility and global Q we discussed right now. So now we'll go back to our charts. One fundamental issue that has remained, which will be basically regarding the moratorium. Further details will come on 10th of September, which is on Thursday, and for some reason this news falls on the expiry day. But anyways, so that's the Thursday, which is still quite a bit late, and before that I think this is possible, either market may consolidate and then take a support, or it may go down in the below directions. Like, what will be the conditions in case we are looking for a buy? So if you see this long term chart first, which I shared earlier, this is the top and the gap start where we found double top resistance, but finally price was able to break out above, okay, and gave a high towards the level that we mentioned on the last Sunday. So last Sunday was 30th August. So 30th August video we mentioned that price likely to find resistance between this near 11,800 and 11,850. This one already we discussed in last Sunday, and if you see, the price opened in the this level near to our resistance and came little bit above and then fallen big. So in the morning itself on last Monday, that's why I told when I saw this gap up to the resistance that book profit here immediately, and you saw what happened after that. Okay, so this is a big candle and it has a significance, very much important significance, because there's a big shot up in players or traders has exited in their positions in this candle, right? So which means if price able to hold below this, if price able to hold this low further and price give a upward movement, these buyers who have exited, they will come back to the trading bull market again. So they will try to buy again, and so that for the same target 780. So that's what will happen if price able to hold this. So that's why I mentioned 11340 and 11300 is a important support area. So 11300 is the major support I mentioned, and there is another support is 11100. That's because of this. If you notice that there is a 50-day EMA is here, which is near 11100. Sorry, SMA. 50-day SMA is there, 11100. Also, this is the end of this zone, and this zone, and this zone. So this is the support of this zone, 11100 plus moving average overlaps. Hence, this is another major support that is supposed to happen if price decisively trades below 11300. So 11300 is one major level and 11100 is one major level. In the between there is a level around 11240 or around this green candle. You can see this is significantly bigger green candle. So there will be support around 11260. So if I take it roughly 11250, 11260 is a good support here. So these are the downside if price comes below 11300. These levels will get activated, 11100, and then 11240, these levels. Okay, so these levels activates below 11300, and if we seen that Friday's candle, the price has tested here and then it took support. Even intraday it made high, but in end of the day it actually closed here. Okay, so this is actually signing a bearishness, and if price continues to stay below the closing price, whatever the closing price was 11333, if price continue to either if it's sideways below this level or goes below this level one way, that's a clear bearish sign. On the other hand, this opening price, which is 11350, is our middle layer. 11354 is our middle zone. So price above 11350, consolidations may bring some bulls, and price will try to take back 11400 again. Now to look into this much closer, we'll go back to a smaller time frame chart and go to the 15-minute chart. Okay, so 11100, 11240 from the higher time frame is already there. 11340 is also there. So these three support already presented in this chart. Now if you see here, 11400 was one of the support, and prices came down, which means this will be acting as a resistance. So price will need to take above 11400. So just like the Dow chart I mentioned, price has to sustain above this level in order to continue. Now last session I mentioned there was a small intraday resistance base because of the option writing around 11450, 11460, and it turned out to be heavy resistance, and price has fallen this much from that same resistance. So that's what I mentioned on Friday, but the thing is that this level will not be applicable for Monday from the option chain, because that level will be coming around 11500 or something. So for Monday that same level will be at the higher side, 11500 or something. So which means if price sustain above 11400, it has full possibility to take back 11500. So the condition is price has to trade above 11350, and then it's possible some accumulation sideways happens and then give a breakout 11400 or go above. One case bull scenario. Second case is price give a gap up and global market stay positive on Monday morning, and then gap up above this level and price continue going upward, so which means it does not fill the gap. In that case also it will be bullish. In any other cases, if it gaps down below this level, so price opens up around here or here or here, anywhere, it will be bearish. unless after opening immediately it fills the gap and then take over the 11350 levels. So 11370 is the level I told you to note down in the previous Friday evening. That's because you see these two candles connection. Also this is to swing high, slightly above. If you take a little bit buffer, 11370 is the level which will give you decision level. So if price does not so it's possible price may come up a little 11350, then come down below 11350. In that case scenario, that is bearish. But if price comes down comes around like whatever the level that was closed, 11300 flat opening, and then price cross 11370 from below, that is a bullish signal. So that's for the Nifty. Now let's check up the Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty also will check the higher time frame, at the same time we'll check the lower time frame. So if you notice so Bank Nifty has we tested the 200 EMA, 200 day EMA, and then coming down again. If you notice that there is a 50 day EMA support around 22,300, and this is also the previous swing low, and this is your next support level for in case Bank Nifty breaks 22,800 and trade below that. So that's the scenario. If Bank Nifty breaks 22,800, 22,360, 22,400, whatever, what level is this, 22,400, this will be on card if price comes below 22,800. Okay, now so why is this level important, 22,850 to 23,200, which I mentioned earlier, to be a major support for Bank Nifty? Because this was the previous swing attempt where it could not give a successful breakout. So which means after successful breakout, all the things happened. After that, the position that were not letting the Bank Nifty go above this level, same positions will supposed to give support to Bank Nifty so that it does not go below this level. So this level should act as a support. Now we'll go to the closer time frame. You see 22,850 is already there, and there was 23,200. I just moved it a little bit lower to 23,130 because of this opening candle. Okay, so also if you notice that in the closing, price has recovered something, but it has not closed above 22,130. So this is your first confirmation of reversal. Price need to cross 23,130 for bulls, and then take back. This is one of the major resistance that will be there, 23,460. So this bulls will need to cross this supply zone to get back to fit towards 24k again. So that's for the Bank Nifty. And for the downside, 22,850, if you see this, price came near the level and then sharply went up. Price second time it came near again and price went up sharply. And in Nifty I have shown there has been a small divergence. If you see here, this is a double bottom of same bottom in the same place, and here is a higher bottom in the RSI. So there's a positive divergence in the Nifty in 15 minutes, but since it's lower time frame chart, this is a low probability divergence. But still, price going above this, sustaining above 23,130 will confirm that this divergence is active, and price possibly can give a reversal. And then reversal, second confirmation curve, which is up slightly, 23,400 is the end of the neckline of this. If you make it continuation pattern, it's a neckline of this W pattern which will form from after coming here. So closing above or taking a decisive move above this 23,460 will confirm that second confirmation for the reversal, which will come towards 24k. So that goes for Bank Nifty. And if you see that the same divergence will also be present in Nifty as well. Price is making lower high, and while the RSI making higher low bottom. So in this case, if the last low is broken, that signs continuation, which means if this low is broken either in price or the indicator, that will sign the continuation of bears. So that will be your stop loss, if anyone, that will be your final stop loss when you are doing a reversal trade. Okay, because this coming down below this level or below this level will clearly sign that bears has taken control. That goes for Nifty and Bank Nifty. We'll see couple of sector because some of the stocks we'll select later based on the sector and volumes. So if you see at IT has been consolidating for a while and it has been sideways. Despite the fall on 31st August and 1st September here, the same low has giving them support and price has made a new high. And if you see here, after immediately after new high, there was a global Q on Friday which was negative and price came down. But even after that, price has not fallen a big. In fact, it's trying to closing this candle's closing price. So which means if price continue to stay above this level and or this level, these two levels, this level and this level, so the body part of this green candle basically above this, it will be bullish and it may go for a next leg of breakout, which means if you have tested this zone, sideways zone for a while, which is like from where July end to August end, so it's almost 1 month of consolidation, 1 month and 1.5 month of consolidation. So this small zone will decide the fate of IT. If it stays above, it will give a good chance for a fresh breakout above this and price may make a new lifetime high. So that's the one possibility. Second possibility, it will continue staying in this range if it comes below this level. So if it breaks below this, it will come again towards the lower side and may bounce again. So that will continue. So the momentum to be kept and to give a breakout, price should not come below this level. So that goes for the IT index, and definitely with the fall, there has not been no appreciation in the dollar or no big depreciations of the USD INR. If you see, price has came to a lower level and price took an slightly above, but there has not been any big fall in the or big change in the USD INR. We'll cover the currencies in another video, but let's go check another index. So if you see here, auto index last few days, so this was a Monday fall of 31st August, and then after the fall you can see there has been significant recovery and it almost made it to that candle opening price, this red candle opening price, which is supposed to happen when for the Nifty also, if price is maintaining this low. Okay, and auto stocks has even on the Friday move, auto stocks is bullish. So one of the reason is market is expecting a positive news in terms of GST relief. So there might be some GST relief for the auto sector, and that is factoring in this price, which means if that GST relief does not come, market may fall back again and may break down below this level. So that's that. We'll be keeping an eye whether the GST relief comes or not and whether price make a fresh breakout above this. For those who are following the price actions, you'll be looking for an entry which has a pattern something similar like that, and then you will enter on above this level. So auto stocks definitely something to keep watch for next week. For both sides, it's possible we may get some long, we may get some short opportunity at the same time. Pharma stock, so this has been a little bit difficult to for pharma stock. For some reason, pharma stocks are not performing for last 1 month, and it has been consolidating, but the consolidation has not been very big. If you see this very clearly, this has been somewhat a falling channel kind of thing, near to a falling parallel channel which is crossing, which means this signals a bearishness in this channel. But if price gives a breakout above the upper trend line, which will be this will continue moving upward, which means all the pharma stock that will be checking, you will be looking for similar pattern in the pharma stocks, falling channel or one trend line, that is falling trend line, and price on closing above the trend line or based on your confirmation, you will take a long side trade. but if it continue to stay below this trend line, that means it can turn bearish and it can come towards the further down level. So which means if it does not give a breakout soon above the trend line, price will test this low and then it might even give a break. So again, this is also similar to volatility will be useful for those who are doing intraday trades. For selected pharma stocks could be very useful for intraday in either side, whether it breaks down or it goes up from here. So auto pharma, I think very good intraday candidate. On the other hand, IT, I think it's a maybe give a some of positionals longs might give a possibility in this. So FMCG, if you note this is a formation of something a skewed aim from here. So this and this. If you see this, the FMCG is taking support from this level. So same bottom, and then it recovered back to almost to original high level, just like the auto sector. But on Friday, the price has not been able to keep the green side. So FMCG, I think it's slow moving sector after the initial fall, but in case there is profit booking in the Nifty main index, it's possible that there might be some buying in FMCG and it may take support from here and continue upward. But in this case, we will be seeing this trend line which is here for your confirmation for a breakout. So FMCG might be forming a triangle like pattern, so keep that. So those stocks with this pattern, keep an eye on it. If it breaks out above the trend line, that's a continuation signs to the upward. But if it breaks this is a reversal sign. Apart from that, metal I wanted to check. So metals were significantly following the global trend, so which means if the global recovery happens, so metal will recover faster, and this will also give a higher volatility in metal also. So auto, pharma, metal, these three sectors script may give a good intraday selection of stocks that will be for your intraday trading. Now we'll come to the mid cap and small cap, which if you see that they have not fallen big on the Friday, and in fact they closed in the green despite the opening in the low. So which means it's possible the mid cap has not run out of the steam yet, but this same level will be again resistance. The previous immediate high will be causing a resistance, so we'll be doing trade in selected mid cap and small cap for the positions, but you need to remember that these will be causing also higher risk. A fall like this in one morning can wipe a bigger portion of the trading capital, right? So if this is a big fall like this, may big fall. So we'll have to keep that in mind and trade or make our position size in a way so that even this happens, we don't lose a lot from the fall. Okay, and for selection of the stocks will be based on selected stock. Instead of we are looking at the index, we will not get bigger idea. We need to check the individual stock for mid cap and small caps. Okay, I think that will be all for this today's index sessions, and this will be the view for the indexes for the next week and next to next week.